I'm Debbie, the researcher.
And I'm Judy, the athlete, and we're here to help you better your best. One of my favorite quotes, obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off the goal.
It is a very good one. In fact, I have it up in my office, and I think you do too.
I think it's the same poster from
That's right.
From back then.
It's very good. That's right. And yes, you might see them, but you know, when we talk about obstacles in the real world, they did a little research study, I think one of the golf magazines long ago, whether visual, auditory, or they can't do kinesthetic, feel very good, distractions are worse. Which one of those three? And I think, I do remember that the worst for most people is going to be auditory.
Yeah, so, I would say right off, you know, the sound things can just really interrupt.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that, you know, the trees might be moving, and shadows or whatever happens, but it doesn't seem quite as disruptive as sound. And then, to me, there's the obstacles, you know. So, you know, somebody's working on that house over there and the jackhammer's going, you just don't know if it's going to start again in the middle of your shot.
But I can prepare for it.
Yeah, if you know that, you can prepare for it. How would you do that?
I would probably focus on just knowing that it's going to happen.
Yes.
And knowing approximately how long it takes and everything. I can just sort of say, oh, that's possibly going to happen in my shot, and then I'm not going to be surprised by it.
No.
Because the surprise is gone.
Yeah, because you'll just dial in your focus
right.
real keen, and if it happens, you'd be better off just assume it's going to happen.
Correct.
And get to the end of the shot. And so strategies, certainly. Opti, you know, our headset can help you get to that good focused place so that you can.
Well, it does, because when I think about auditory distraction, if I'm aware of some auditory thing, and it's really big in archery because there's noise that has to do with somebody's bow going off next to you because we're all on the line at the same time. So you'll hear different parts of a bow, and some bows are really loud, some are quiet. There are sound things that aren't always predictable when they're going to happen. And so I literally I know what you're talking about when we talk about sound being able to do that. It's much harder in that case, but in the case of Opti, right, it gets you in the zone. And when I hear those distractions that are auditory, I know I'm not in the zone, or I wouldn't hear them.
That's true.
I don't hear them when I'm in the zone. So if I use Opti, right, I'm training the skill of getting into the zone, finding the zone,
right.
Bringing the zone about, inviting the zone, however you want to say that. It's a skill, and I know that then when that stuff is distracting me, I can go, wait a minute, what am I here to do?
Yeah, and I mean, we use music in Opti, and you use music a lot, you know, in terms of if it's an auditory distraction, bring in an auditory focus.
Correct.
Yeah, and that can help you. Sound of impact, you know, the clicker or your clicker or the arrow hitting the target, I think is a great sound. I love that.
Right, so I kind of program for a different sound as opposed to the one that's disturbing me.
Yes, which then you can make priority in your brain instead of, if the other one goes, we just assume it's going to, but it's not going to interrupt you.
And then I think about music in my head, right? If I'm playing a song in my head, I can turn that volume up as high as I want, or I can use words or cues,
or
and
sing.
I can be to the point, like you said to me once, you could be screaming in there.
Yeah.
And then, right, if I'm good at that, I probably don't hear those other little things.
That's right, and you practice these things. Now, the distractor that's harder from an auditory perspective is the unknown one that comes in. You know, it's not that jackhammer that's going, it's just all of a sudden some car screeches on its brakes, you know, and right in the middle of your shot. But for that one, the unknown one, you know, it's kind of, if you already have your strong intention, first of all, you'd like to be in the zone for all the shots anyway, but you're going to get to that finish no matter what. Nothing's going to stop you. That in and of itself will reduce the impact of that unknown distractible feature, whatever it happens to be that day.
And I think that's why, as coaches, so often, probably the thing I say the most in any tournament setting when somebody's struggling is finish the shot.
Yeah.
And if you can put your focus on finishing the shot, it takes care of so many things.
Yeah, keeps your mind in there, and that distraction won't pull you out so far.
That's right.
Yeah. So obstacles, distractions, they can be managed. We train those skills, and nothing interferes with that in performance.